good to have you here. Capri, I'll start with you. I get that members of your party are upset. They're upset they lost. But this, and let's take a look at what I'm talking about. This, let's see it, is an attempt at anarchy. It is an attempt at chaos. They are undermining our democratic process, everything that we stand for, which is a peaceful transition of power. Capri, what do these people want?
I think they're not necessarily sure what they want. Yesterday, I was passing the new school here in Manhattan, and I saw people with 3 or 4 different types of signs. One sign said something to the effect of, listen to the new generation. The next sign had something about Obama and climate. I mean, so, it's a little bit disjointed. And this is, frankly, one of the reasons why Democrats are unsuccessful. I often say Democrats don't win elections, Republicans lose them. And it's because we have not had a cohesive and coherent message to the American people. And so, with the protesters, the only thing that I would say about them is that 2 things, I guess. One being that if they really want to affect change, this is not the most efficient way to do it.
Correct.
And 2, I will say that I understand the concern that some have, with the LGBT community potentially being, quote unquote, at risk. I know people have been attacked on the street.
I mean, Donald Trump actually has been way more progressive on that front than a lot of folks.
I don't disagree.
For years.
But, some of his more fringe supporters, and I'm not saying, I don't say that people are part of the basket of deplorables. For goodness sake, my entire district voted for Donald Trump, but I know that there have been people that, have been attacked on the street and that sort of thing.
There are people that, yes, but right now, I mean, the American people have spoken, including your state, including Jay's state. You're all from the great state of Ohio. People have spoken, and this is part of who we are as Americans, as patriots. We have a democratic process, and at least you got to hand it to Hillary Clinton and President Obama for encouraging a peaceful transition. What the heck is Harry Reid doing out there trying to feed this kind of stuff, Jay?
Well, Capri makes a lot of great points up there, as she always does. What's really funny about this is these protests, and look, I was one that did not support Donald Trump. I left my ballot blank, but I'm going to support my president-elect because we need to get behind him.
Because, by the way, everybody's jumping on board now that he won, right? Sorry,
well,
I don't mean to tease you, help me understand what the heck Harry Reid is trying to do by encouraging this behavior.
And what I don't really understand about this is the violence. Everyone's allowed to protest, and that's okay. That's our American right. But this violence is actually counterproductive for the left, because a lot of people that didn't support Donald Trump, Republicans, independents, people that respect the office of the presidency, are now going to be drawn to him because he is the president-elect, and they want him to succeed. So I think there's it really doesn't do what the left wants right here.
The political hacks out there, they still don't want him to succeed because they want to create this tension, and I think that's why you're seeing Harry Reid say what he says. Meanwhile, you got the media, and we've got more on that in a minute, and the media effectively helping to fuel this and basically putting their stamp of approval on all of this. So much so that there are many now in the business community that seem to think it's okay to be anti-Donald Trump, anti the President of the United States right now. In fact, one guy actually over at Grubhub, which if you don't know it, it's a site where you can order your lunch online. So Grubhub's CEO, Matt Maloney, came out and said effectively that, if you work at Grubhub and you're a Donald Trump supporter, get out. You have no place at Grubhub, while demeaning, insulting, and ridiculing minorities, immigrants, and the physically, mentally disabled worked for Mr. Trump. I want to be clear that this behavior and these views have no place at Grubhub. If you do not agree with this statement, then please reply to this email with your resignation because you have no place here. He sent this out right after the election. He has since walked it back and tried to say, look, let me clarify that, I'm not telling people to resign if they voted for Trump, but you saw the first message he sent his employees there. And so it basically is helping to feed this sense of anarchy, this sense that you don't have to accept Donald Trump, Capri.
This is really disturbing. I mean, the fact that a place of employment would suggest that, you know, you can't work there because of your political views, regardless of what they are, you know, is a really disturbing fact. And, you know, again, I voted for Hillary Clinton, somewhat reluctantly, but I voted for Hillary Clinton. And at the end of the day,
I know you were never a Hillary supporter, but you're a Democrat.
Right. But at the end of the day, we all have to work together. We have to make sure that our nation is functioning, that our economy is thriving, and the only way we can do that is if we work together.
You know, and let's not forget, we're all in this together in that we all want jobs. We all want economic prosperity. You guys are from Ohio. 2,000 people were laid off in Ohio right around the time of the election, Capri, there in your district.
That's right.
What do you tell those people who are saying, gosh, you know, I need to be able to take care of my family. I need a future.
I'm heartbroken over it, to be quite honest. You know, I mean, those folks, and again, my home county, Trumbull County, which is where the General Motors Lordstown plant is, they lost 1,600 jobs. The remaining were up in Michigan. But, you know, I was on the phone with them yesterday, and I said, you know, I want to do what I can to maybe bring someone from, you know, Team Trump in to listen to the concerns.
Good for you, Capri. Good for you, because this is what needs to happen in this country. We need to be working together. Enough with the political discourse. Right. Hillary Clinton learned her lesson. She never talked to those people out in Ohio. She never resonated with them in Michigan or in Pennsylvania. This is the result. Capri, Jai, good to have you guys here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.